right, everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker Podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
And we have our returning Bullhucker, Mr. Andy Johnson, with us again.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. 5 minutes ago, it seems like it just flew by.
Yeah, the week went fast. Here we are again.
I wish today at work would have went that fast.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, we're wearing the same clothes. That's what we demand. It's what we demand. It's like when an athlete wears the same jock strap over and over without cleaning it. It's our thing. It's our weird thing. You know?
I only have two shirts that fit, so you know.
Well, I'm about that boat too. So
Exactly. Me too. Yeah, exactly.
It's fun when we take the little break before we come back and do the reveal. We were talking about comedy and the roots in Greeley, Colorado. You know, and that's so crazy that Dave Aloise is going to come back on here. Like Christy Buckley, that's where she originally started too, was in Greeley, Colorado. Paul Mendoza, or was it Mendoza? He did that headline that day.
I can't remember.
Anyway, a lot of those guys. Bob got that. Steve Young. That's where we met Steve Young. Do you know Steve?
The 49ers quarterback.
No, well, the other one.
The other one.
He's the least popular. He's the least famous. The 49ers guy. Our Steve Young is awesome, Steve Young. So, well, we're coming back. Last week we had a bunch of three great stories. I'll give you that, Andy. They were great stories.
Thank you.
You had me and Adam cracking up here. So the stories we have were the helicopter landing pad, the ice cream with an eagle, and the demo derby on two wheels story. So, well, we told them in what order?
It was demo derby, and then ice cream with an eagle, and then helicopter landing pad.
Reverse. Okay. So now what we do, Andy, is Adam and I are going to. Okay, we're going to paper, rock, scissors. Now, when you paper, rock, scissors, how do you do it? Do you go boom, boom, boom? So you go boom, boom, and then...
Yep.
How did you beat me on that survey? I have no idea.
I don't know. It's because I've always done it 4.
Okay, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Shoot.
Right.
Yeah,
you
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
See,
Really?
Todd,
Yeah.
what did Tersha do?
I can't remember.
But
I think she was 4.
Dempsey was 4.
Dempsey was 4.
Todd was 3. So it's been down the middle, man. It's been so weird. There's 2 different ways to do paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah.
I've actually Googled it,
Okay, so what?
and it says 4 online.
That's bullshit.
And then you watch another video, and it says 3.
Fake news.
Well, they
news.
have
So they don't help.
Don't they have a whole competition in Vegas, rock, paper, scissors competition?
Do they really?
I thought they did.
Well, I don't actually go to that until they screw the thing up.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's obviously official rules.
I'm going to have to look into that.
As you and I go and dismantle that thing, you know what I mean? Like those 2 fat bastards showed up. This is a moneymaker forever. And then the one called me a dirty 3 pumper. I don't even know what that means. You filthy 3 pumper. Actually, I'm a filthy 3 pumper. You're a filthy 4 pumper. That's what it is. So, all right. So we're going to go on 4.
A little bit extra.
Because he won the video. We had a video online. He won it. So ready? Oh,
See, there's the problem.
okay. Ready? 4. More.
Oh, you got me. Wait, is that what the hell is that? Is that paper? What the hell is this?
That's karate chop. That beats everything. You want to redo it?
It's a Chuck Norris karate chop. It beats everything.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't know what the 4 was.
I was like, what the hell is this?
Poor Japanese, Andy. I don't know what to tell you.
You turned into Sheldon Cooper over there. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
You were telling me that. I don't know what that is. It's horrible. Completely
I'll find
shit.
that video and send it to you. It's
Okay.
great.
So now we have to pick our Bullhucker. 3 great stories, man. They really are. The one that sticks out in my mind is the ice cream with an eagle. It was the shortest, the sweetest. It's a jump for me because sometimes that's pretty... It's a short story. I'm thinking sometimes maybe because you really did meet him and he is your hero, you know what I mean? And you want to tell that story. So that's part of the reason I don't want to pick it. But being it's the shortest one, the sweetest one, you didn't seem to go into as much detail with that one as you do. You seem to have a lot of passion for the helicopter and the demo derby. All 3 were great stories, but those 2 you really had to seem to have like a lot of passion for. You know what I mean? You told them all great. You told the eagle one good too, but it was just so short. So that's the only reason I'm going with the ice cream with an eagle as my Bullhucker.
Okay. See, I was thinking the same thing as you. Is like it's so short that maybe that's what it is. But I'm actually gonna go with demo derby on 2 wheels.
You're not.
I am, for a few reasons.
Oh my God.
One, I'm like super redneck. I've watched so many motorsports. I've never heard or seen a demo derby on two wheels. Two, he's talking about a concrete floor, and I don't think they're going to run monster trucks on a concrete floor because they're usually in a dirt arena type thing. So that's the couple reasons why I'm going to go with the demo derby on two wheels.
All right.
So
now, having said that, now let's see if you're smiling or not. Only one man has beat us both, and that episode came out today, actually.
no, it was last week's.
Well, but the reveal came out today.
The reveal was today, yes.
Yeah, so Beltran beat us both. Beltran. So anyway, all right. So you're gonna take the demo. I'm gonna take Ice Cream with an Eagle. Grab our thing over there. What is it, my man? Ice Cream with an Eagle, baby.
Ice Cream with an Eagle.
Yes.
Now,
Now this comes with a little bit of an explanation.
Oh, I'm so happy. Explain away, buddy.
Okay. I did meet Don Henley. Okay. But I met him in if it doesn't get any weirder, it isn't any fun.
Weirder than the story told.
It gets weirder.
Okay.
I woke up, probably been dating Laura, my girlfriend, for a couple of months.
He didn't like her at all.
Well, it's been just about 2 years.
Okay.
And but a couple of months, she woke up in the morning and she asked me. She said, "Who is it that you love?" I said, "What?" She goes, "You were dreaming last night. You were talking in your sleep, and you said very clearly, 'But I love you.'" I said, "Oh." I said, "That's simple." I said, "It's Don Henley." She goes, "What?" I said, "I dreamt that I walked into a Dairy Queen with Don Henley. I stopped him and I said, 'I love you, Don Henley.'" So it's a fib. It's a lie because it never really happened. But in my dream, it did.
Was he wearing pants in the dream?
We were all wearing pants.
Okay.
We're all wearing pants. It doesn't get any more weird, but yes. So it's a lie. It's a fib. But I like to think that somewhere on some other planet in a different dimension, I actually
Sure.
met
Gotta
my
be Don
hero.
Henley, yeah. I'll be honest. So if we had to pick the top stories that we've heard so far, your helicopter one does it for me. That's one of the best
hilarious.
stories I think we've heard here yet.
That's
I
great.
really wanted that one to be true. So
It was true.
I wanted to see you barrel rolling, getting rolled with those damn glow sticks. You know what I mean?
when you were talking about the helicopter coming down, I'm like, he's going to get his ass blown across that field.
Oh, yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Just end over end over end until I realized the reason why. Because every time I looked up, there he is. And I'm like, oh, it's the damn,
It was
it's
like
the damn sticks.
It was like someone deaf trying to read sign language or someone having a seizure. You know what I mean? Like they're just totally lost. Like, what are you saying? What's going on? So the guy's following you as you're blowing away. That's awesome.
And, the thing is that so many, if you try hard enough in your life at anything, shit's going to go wrong. It's.
Right.
I think it's only the people who don't have stories are the people who never got out there and took risks or anything else. You know, we landed in a helicopter, the same type of helicopter one time, and we're all packed in there. So then we're going to run out of the helicopter into this field. So I got 10 feet, and I got yanked back violently like a dog on a leash back into the helicopter in the dark because I had hooked a piece of my equipment on the fuel tank of the helicopter that sat towards the middle. So here this helicopter is just waiting for me to follow this rope that I had all the way to the back of the helicopter in the dark and then try and unknot it from this bolt that I'm just unlucky enough to have hooked a frickin' bolt in the middle of the dark on a goddamn helicopter. Yeah, so I mean you can just go on and on with these stories, and they all seem to point to, boy, you weren't very smart, were you?
We all got them. Before I worked as a driver for DFA, I worked at the dryer plant as a receiver, a milk receiver.
Yeah.
I think I told you that.
Yeah.
My third, fourth day on the job. I don't know what it was. It's January. It's freezing. And the dryer plant here in Morgan, the old bays, before they built the new bays, couldn't hold a full quad. So they had to leave the door open, and the truck was parking probably, I don't know, a third of it outside, right? So they couldn't shut the door. They couldn't lock them in, right? So I'd get on there, and they'd start the truck when I was sealing them up, you know what I mean, to build up the air pressure.
Yeah.
Well, the first time it happened, I jumped up, and I get off, and I freak out, and the guy goes, Jerry Green, or one of them says, hey, I'm just building up the air pressure. And I had a CDL at the time, so I go, okay, yeah, I get that, Happens 4 or 5 times because it's cold. It's like 2 below, So I get on there finally, and I'm sealing it up. You know, I'm trying to make sure everything's done up there because I'm new to this job. And the truck fires up, and and it's so cold out. The trucks are all icy, and all of a sudden that sumbitch puts it in gear and goes with me on top of it. Oh, right. And I'm hooked to a wire, like a safety harness, right? Which are not crotch friendly, by the way. I know a woman invented the safety harness. Nothing with testicles invented that safety harness because have you been pulled by one?
Oh yeah.
They're not fun.
No.
So it's my boy Jerry. I love the man to death. He's my favorite people there. I did not talk to him for like a month after this. He leaves in like fucking 8th gear, man. This dude boogies, dude. And I try and oh shit. And there was no cages at the time, none of that new stuff like they have now. It was just like this old rickety catwalk they had. And I go to bust ass off at Andy, and I fall off the side, right? And I'm dangling there like a piñata, right? And I am pissed off. Ed Rowland is in the truck behind him, just gawking at me, and I'm screaming, "Pull up! Pull up! Pull up!" So he comes and pulls up, and I'm climbing like Spider-Man across the truck top, and and I went and I told the HR person what had just happened, and it was Mike. His name was Mike, and one of the greatest. He gave me the job there. Great dude. His only question was, "Did it hold you?"
Just wanted to know.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'm not dead or broken legs, so yeah, no, it held me. And that's your concern. I sat in the break room for the rest of the day, and they kept checking on me. And they're probably like discussing, like, is he going to sue us? Because he can sue us. Because that was, I almost didn't go back to that job. But it reminded me, like when you said that, how quickly things at work can go sideways.
Oh yeah.
You know, as a safety guy, you probably understand that better than most. You know, you're not. It's not that you're not paying attention sometimes.
It just happens so quickly.
Man. They called that Jerry and said, "Hey, you just took off with the receiver on top of your truck." He said he stopped and looked, and they're like, it's 3 below 0, and you're in Wiggins. So if he's up there, he's pissed or dead. Dead. You know, so the next time I saw him, it's been years. You know, him and his wife were in Walmart, and he's like, "Hey, baby, this is the guy that I did that to." And we all kind of laughed. And I said, "You know what? I like your husband. Here's how much I like him. He's the only person that's ever tried to kill me I still talk to." You know?
Exactly. Everybody else I've shunned.
So when you tell stories about derailing trucks or whatever, trains or whatever, that happens to everybody. This guy tried to Dukes of Hazzard a full tractor trailer from Budweiser one day over a ditch.
Oh, that's
that didn't
awesome.
work out so well either.
Just the good old boys. Never meaning no harm.
Yep.
So, hey, Andy, you've been awesome, man. This has been a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Had a blast.
You're definitely going to have to come back. You got more stories?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have you back. So
I'm 49 years old. There's a lot of stupid shit in my past.
I'm with you.
He's wrecked a lot of shit in his lifetime.
Actually, it's coming up on him and I are going to be on this, too. We're going to be sitting in that chair.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so, we'll probably bring the Finleys of the world in, or you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll even bring Andy back down to see if we can fool Andy. So,
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have to be in that seat at least once. Have you been thinking about your stories?
Oh, constantly.
Really?
Constantly.
Do you have one? Or have you fear? I've got 2. I've got my 2 truths so far, and I'm working on my lie.
It's like a process of elimination because there's so much shit that I've done that you're like, what? Seriously? It's like all unbelievable.
I had to write it down because I'd think of one. I'd think of something through my day, and then I'd forget about it by the end of the day. So I just started putting it into my phone and sending myself texts.
Right.
Just, oh yeah, you rode a rodeo bull. Okay.
Yeah.
3 seconds only. It wasn't worth the story because it was such a short time on the back of that damn bull. But, like, okay, well, which one should it be?
Right.
And then I just had to slowly eliminate them by, like, what's really going to be believable?
As I sit here and listen to other people's stories, it makes me think of more stuff that I've done. I actually thought of something that you were talking about, and I was like, oh, yeah, and now I can't even remember what it was. I should have wrote it down. I should have texted myself.
So there's a lot of people. I look for a certain kind of person to be on this podcast. It's someone that's got this give and take personality that can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been looking for. And a lot of guys and ladies that I've approached, I think will be good at this, but they're like, I just can't think of stories. I'm like, watch the episodes. It'll get the juices flowing. You know what I mean?
That'll definitely help.
Yeah.
Well, because then you kind of know. Like, I was thinking the same thing, like, well, how long should the story be?
Right.
Should it be, can you swear?
Yeah.
Can you do this? And once you watch a couple episodes, you're like, okay, I kind of have an idea of what this is all about.
That's why I give props to Matt Gordon, Andy Rice, and Josh Finley. we recorded all 3 of them, and maybe even Michelle.
We recorded like 3 or 4 episodes in like 2 weeks before anything had dropped.
Oh, okay.
So they all went into it blind. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, having no idea.
Yeah, and I was so pleased with all of them. They all did such a great job. Yeah. You know, Michelle has the record in my book for the story I can't believe you told. You know, when you get there, like
Kissing Cousins.
Yeah, when she told that story, I was like, I fully expected her to call me that week and be like, pull it.
I'll come back in. We'll record something else.
Yeah, which I would have let her. I would have absolutely let her. You know, because it was a great story. But I was like, whoa, she's telling us a story. I'm like, okay. It makes the Don Henley no pants ice cream story look pretty mild. I ain't gonna lie to you. So.
Now people are gonna go back and say, wow, I don't remember him saying he didn't have any pants on.
He had pants. I'm just giving him shit. So, hey guys, but thank you so much. Once again, make sure you get to bullhucker.com. Check us out on all social media. Check us out on all platforms for the podcast and YouTube it, man. Check out YouTube. If you do the YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the little bell so you know when we have a new video. It's every Wednesday we release these videos. And, please support it, man. You know, because when you do that stuff, it helps the show. And so we want to keep doing these.
Rate, review.
Right.
If you're on Apple or the Apple Podcasts.
Leave a rating and review. Absolutely. And you know what? Some people, I think, want to do this, but they don't want to ask. If you want to do this, let us know. You know, we have people lined up to do this. Right. But if you think you can be, if you'd like to come and tell your stories, you had a good time, Andy, yes?
Yeah, I had a great time. This was a lot of fun.
And that's what everybody has said so far. Yeah. Or if you have someone in your life you think is a good bullhucker, a good storyteller, rat them out, man. I'll come find them. So I will definitely hit them up. I'm shameless with it. So I want to thank everybody so much for their support. And we're going to go ahead and go on to the next 3 stories.
Mm-hmm.
So... Andy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Look forward to the rest of your podcasts.
Absolutely. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
Stick around. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for sticking around from the Andy Johnson episode. We just did the reveal. I'd like to say I got it right. I actually beat Adam on one. Yeah, nice. Yeah. As you saw, it was the Eagle one, so I got that one. So,
dude, I haven't got.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
I just
gave it away.
That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, I was not here for that episode, man. Shit. And now I know I'm wrong. So thanks.
The guy talking right now, Josh Finley from episode 3.
3, yep.
What's going on, Josh?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, man. I got to tell you, and our guest is Pierre Carrillo.
Nice to meet you.
My good friend, my old good friend. We've been friends a long time, man.
Yeah. Been almost 20 years now, man.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
man?
It's a long time.
But real quick, you'll know Josh from episode 3. I talk about Josh quite a bit because his 3 stories, I think you fooled more people than anybody.
Really?
Yeah, it's you saw it.
That was episode 3, the celery one?
Yeah. Everybody picked the celery. Everybody picked the celery. I watched that episode of yours. It's that celery. There's no way that guy had that celery. I'm like, he's shooting the fucking produce, you know?
I know that doctor has it. After you said that, she guaranteed has it on the shelf. I pulled that out of a guy.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, Pierre Carrillo is a good friend of mine. We met him at Peppers.
Yeah.
I talk about the nightclub in Pueblo I worked at quite a bit on this podcast, and you are actually from that same nightclub.
Yeah, I DJed there for a couple years back in 2000 to the end of 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time, man.
It was.
Probably the funnest job I ever had in my life.
Oh yeah, great time.
Didn't appreciate it at the time though. I think
I didn't either, man. It was fun. Like it was. I like what I was a young college kid, so it was a perfect job for me. I was just knocking down pussy just left and right. So that was fun. But beyond that, like you're right. I didn't appreciate it until after I left. I kind of missed it, and then it's just like, man, the camaraderie, the people, like
right,
just the job itself. Like it was fun. And being a DJ, fuck man,
yeah.
Control the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
it was fucking awesome.
You did an awesome job too. Man.
I appreciate that, man. You were a great bartender.
I tried to do my best. I was good drunk because that's what's going on.
Yeah. And then you used to fucking influence the rest of us too.
These guys would do. I would beg them to do this. Like at the end of the night, they play the slow song, right? And everybody has their time to hook up. And remember that song you used to have you play? Ask you to play is that Adam Sandler. At a medium pace.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard that song?
At a medium pace.
Oh yeah.
It starts off, and I'm gonna hold you, baby, and it gets to the point where it's like, I'll take that shampoo bottle and shove it up my ass. And that was my favorite part to watch the dance floor. People were like, I need a Bacardi. Go. We're like, shh, it's coming. Hold on,
Man, we used to flash. Me and Ron would flash pornos on the video screen. Like we play like old music videos and shit. We had a video mixer, so we'd flash like some porn on for like 4 or 5 seconds and shut it back off and look around to see who caught it. And you see people pointing at the screens and shit.
Really?
I remember Mike caught us, the owner, one time and chewed our asses out.
Was he mad?
He was like, "Did I just see a penis on the screen?" And I was like, "I don't know, Mike." He was like, "Are you guys putting that up there?" We're like, "Nah." He's like, "Yeah, he knew what the fuck we were doing."
What's up, Mike Ferris, by the way?
Miss you, Mike. Yeah, man. Great fucking boss.
He was a great boss.
He was a fucking man, dude. He was so cool.
Once again, didn't appreciate him until I left,
until after. Yeah, absolutely, man.
You get a new job, you work 60 hours a week at a job, and then that was a job you worked like 34 hours a week was overtime. You know what I mean? Crazy.
For real. It was great, man.
It was a great
It was great.
What's your craziest memory of that club?
Man, it was a lot of good ones. Just, I mean, my best memories are just the people I met. I guess I still keep in touch with a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably my best memory. But I mean, just we had so much fun. Like I said, we were knocking down girls left and right.
Right.
Fucking
right.
just having a good time. Just playing music, really developing my DJ skills at the time, and you know what I mean. It was a great opportunity for me as from what I was trying to do with my career and stuff at the time. It was perfect. I had such a great time.
I'll tell you my quick story about Peppers. I'm gonna be in that seat some episodes from now. Me and Adam.
Okay.
So I'm telling the bull.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I was gonna do this story, but I decided against it. But so there was when you get in there, Josh, there was a long bar when you first walked in. There was 3 bartenders and a bar back there. Then there was 2 smaller bars, the Munchie Bar and the Ladies Bar, because by the ladies' restroom in the kitchen, right? And my good friend Kelly, our good friend Kelly, rest in peace, Kel.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Worked one bar and I worked the other. So one day this brawl breaks out, man. It's all these dudes. Like, so every bouncer we have hauls these guys out. There's like 10, 15 guys just getting it on. You know what I mean? So they get them outside. Music keeps going, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you hear another ruckus over there. Well, all their ladies start fighting, right?
Fucking Pueblo, man.
Yeah.
That happens.
If I was going to tell a story, the title would have been "It's Raining Cholas." And here's why. So I look up at Kelly and I shake my head and I kind of laugh and he gives me the signal like, let's get this done. It's me and Kelly, right? And I looked at my bar back, Jared. I go, I'll be right back. Man the fort. He goes, yeah, cool. So I go out there and I'm walking. I'm trying to weave because it's busy. It was a busy club, man. And they had these high seats. Like my legs would dangle off these seats, right? They like
bar stools. Yeah, they were
super tall, man.
Yeah.
So these chicks are fighting. One falls on the ground. The other one climbs on the bar stool and drops an elbow on that chick.
Oh,
like from the
Randy
top.
Savage.
oh yeah.
She drops an elbow on it, right?
Jesus.
Lights this bitch up, right? And I remember looking at it, and I looked at Kelly, and I started laughing. Like, did you see that? And I remember Kelly's he's not messing around, dude.
Yeah.
He wants to be behind the bar making money. That was Kelly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If I'm moving, I make no money.
Yeah.
So he takes this chick. She's on the ground trying to get up. He grabs her by the ankles and drags her out the back. Like, yeah, dude, it was nuts,
Are you
dude.
serious?
So she's like clawing, like in a horror movie, like when they're getting sucked into the darkness.
Yeah.
Kelly's dragging her, man, and she's screaming and shit. And I'm telling these little women, I'm not tough, man, but I'm like, hey, knock it off. Stop trying to push them away from each other, right? And finally, I had to tell him, like, he's coming back, bro. He's coming back. He just threw your friend for distance out that back door. You know what I'm saying? Did you happen to notice the white supremacist tattoo from his uniform? You know what I'm saying? Deep down, he will throw your chola asses. It's in his DNA, man. You know?
Fuck around.
But that
I
was
don't remember that night. I don't know if I was there for that one, but
I can't remember who the DJ was. It might have been Marty or
yeah, there's so many fucking fights. I mean, there was fights every Thursday, every other Saturday. You know what I mean? Fucking, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was Pueblo.
That's the first club I saw live comedy in.
Really?
Yeah.
See, Josh is a comedian too.
Yeah, he was telling me. Yeah,
And it was the first time. When was the first time you saw it live?
Saw live comedy?
Yeah, like you were in the room with it.
Oh, Down Under in Greeley.
Yeah.
Probably like, probably 97, 96, 97.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible, man.
That was really cool. I used to hate it because Mike used to fucking have me host him, like host it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not a comedian. This ain't my kind of gig.
Right.
And I was like, you should have Larry do it. And I was Larry, why don't you fucking host the shit? And you finally did, man. And
Yeah,
you were a little stiff at first,
It
but man.
wasn't good.
You got through it, man. And then I remember coming to see you up in me and I think Brandy came in. We saw you
Yeah.
out in
What's up, Brando?
yeah, what's up, Brandy? That was out in Denver, I think. Was
The
it
Improv.
comedy?
It was the
Improv.
Improv.
Yeah. And man, I was just like, dude, Larry's gotten so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was such a,
Well, thank
you know,
you.
yeah, and it was years. It was probably 7-8 years later.
Well, because I'd have the itch to do it, and I told him, like, you should let me host it once.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got to be behind the bar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, thinks you're funny, fatty, you know. And, yeah, I was. I forgot the comedians' names. How bad is that?
Oh, yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
You know? And I guarantee I'm a comedian story. So we're like, yeah, I was in this club in Pueblo, and the bartender wanted to try it. You know, I was that asshole. You know?
Up next, that guy.
I remember, and the guy yelled his name and then just shook his head. Like, I feel like, you know, this ain't worth the $300.
Right. Dude, they've got my name wrong twice at Comedy Works, and I don't even care. I was just like, you walk out, it's like, okay.
What'd they call you?
The first one was Jeff, and the next one was James. And I was like, hey,
Nice.
I've been worse. I've been called way worse, so I'll take it.
There's a comedian named Carmedian out of Pueblo. Remember her?
Oh yeah, I do remember her.
What Michelle call her? Co-comedian or something? Because she was all coked up. Man.
No.
She, yeah, dude. She forgot my name, you know, and I'm like, Moose. She's Goose. I'm like, this, whatever. It was a comedy show in the back of the Senate where Michelle, and there was a comedian who was a little person named Little Lonnie. Have you ever met Little Lonnie out of Denver?
Nope.
No, he's a Hispanic. He's a Mexican midget.
Really?
Does comedy. And so the first time I saw him, she announces him. This dude runs right down the middle of the aisle and rolls onto the stage. I mean, and plants it.
What the fuck?
I thought to myself, that's the most incredible shit I've ever seen. It was awesome. Little Lonnie.
Little. I'm gonna have to look him up. I've
Yeah,
never heard of
yeah.
him.
I don't know if he's around still, but he was out of Denver for a long time.
Really?
So yeah, him and
He
the
had something on
comedian.
YouTube or something.
Way to break the ice.
Man. Right?
Yeah.
Literally.
So before we get to the stories here, I do want to bring up. So you said you're a DJ for a long time.
I
Matt,
DJ'd for a long time.
and that's actually turned into a career for you of sorts.
Sort of. I started. I've been DJing since middle school.
Right.
I DJed all the way up through past college, even up to like 2004. So I DJed for quite a long time. But I was always interested in creating music and becoming a producer, and I wanted to be a rapper at one point, and all this and that. So I wanted to learn how to record music and mix music. So I became a studio engineer, and I started my company back in 2001, and I'm still in business. So
Sideways Sounds.
Sideways
yeah.
Sounds Engineering, yeah.
So I'll bring this up again before we at the end of these episodes. But if you go to the Bullhucker Podcast, this will be episode 14. Pierre Carrillo. We'll put a link on there, man.
Okay, appreciate that,
and
man.
on the YouTube and all the podcasts, we'll have your website on there. So
Okay.
if you have, if you're in Denver, what part of Denver are you in?
I'm my studio's down in actually Denver. It's right across from the what is it now, Empowerment Field.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah. It's on 8th Avenue and I-25. Basically, it's right across the highway.
Oh, that's incredible,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm real close to there. Yeah.
Cool. So if you need a music producer,
Yeah. And studio, recording studio.
yeah,
Let me know.
for sure.
Definitely get in contact with me.
So okay, well we got 3 stories. So
Mm-hmm.
on the Bullhucker Podcast, as we do, we bring on a guest, Pierre Carrillo this time, and he tells us 3 stories about his life. As always, 2 of the stories are true. 1 is the Bullhucker. It's bullshit. It's fake.
That's right.
All right. So before we get going, I'll ask you this: the one that is not true, did you completely make it up, or is it borrowed from somebody?
No, it's completely made up.
It's completely made up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ready for this one, man?
We'll find out.
All right.
My
Okay.
track record's not real good now. We'll see.
You're 0-0, man. You've never,
Well, I guess every week. I haven't seen Andy's yet until
Oh,
you just ruined it for me, but I was
Oh,
wrong
that's-
anyway.
that's
So
on-
yeah.
Which one did you think it was?
What wasn't that? I'll let it. I'll,
Okay.
Yeah.
You have more. Yeah, you got more character than I do. Ruining it for people.
It's all right. Spoiler.
Okay.
It's
all right,
okay.
Okay. So since you're the guest, man, I'm gonna let you pick the first story.
Shoot, man. Well, I want to see what's the CeeLo Glock 17.
CeeLo Glock 17. I was trying to be creative with the names. I don't know. Trying. I don't know.
That's good. That's good. I like them so
All right, so the CeeLo Glock 17. So, as you know, I've been in the music industry for quite a while now. I've had some success, doing, working with some big artists and stuff like that. So back in 2010, we moved out. Me and a really close artist of mine, his name is Attack. We moved out to Atlanta, Georgia. So we were out there for a year, and great city, loved it. So we were able to, we were kind of trying to really get to that next level where we were trying to meet new people and kind of really break into the industry. So, and we did. We met a lot of up-and-coming producers who we're still working with now that are huge producers. So it paid off. The move was great, definitely great. So we were out there, and of course, there's a big strip club culture out in Atlanta, and we used to frequent the strip clubs. So one day we were at Strokers, which is a really popular strip club. I'm sure you've heard about it.
I haven't, but that's a weird.
It's a very popular, really famous strip club out there in Atlanta. We were out there one day partying, and we had met a couple of girls that were dancers there, and kind of throwing money and having a good time there, hanging out with us. You got to figure me and my friend are the only Hispanics in this club. It's pretty much an all African American club. Okay. So we're the only Hispanics in there, so we kind of stood out, and they were showing us some love, So we're having a good time and stuff. So we left, and we ended up going to a friend of ours who was a producer there was going to a mansion party out there. There was a big mansion party going on. So we went out to the mansion party after we left the club. We show up there. The girls showed up there. They showed up with CeeLo Green, if you know who CeeLo Green is. Think I'm crazy. And then he had the Fuck You record. Big, artist. Him and Big Boy from Outkast.
Oh, nice.
So they showed up. I mean, and you got to understand, it's Atlanta. You see these people out in the clubs all the time.
Right.
But they showed up at this mansion party. This was up in Buckhead near kind of the Phipps Plaza up kind of, if you're familiar with Atlanta. The ritzy, kind of rich, nice part of Atlanta.
Okay.
So, we were talking to the girls, and the girls ended up showing up with them, with CeeLo and Big Boy. So, we show up there, we're talking, we're having a good time and stuff. So everything is cool. All of a sudden me and my friends were talking to the girls, and CeeLo comes out. He's trying to get the girls to kind of go with him. And, so we're like, whatever, no big deal, whatever. So they left, they go with him. They end up coming back after a little bit and come back and hang out with us again. So he keeps coming back to kind of grab the girls. So eventually he gets pissed off, and I guess he knows the owner of the house. I didn't know who the owner of the house was. We knew the producer who took us. So he tries to say, we got to go. So, all right, cool, we got to go. So we're leaving, and we're still talking to the girls. So he gets pissed off. CeeLo gets pissed off. He comes to the fucking door in the main kind of foyer when we're about to leave. He pulls out a fucking gun on us. He's like, it's time to go. We're like, all right, time to go. So we left the fucking house.
Really?
We don't want no fucking trouble. But yeah, so we got a gun pulled on us by fucking CeeLo Green, a famous rapper.
Wow. You didn't sing to him?
No. Fuck. You crazy. I should have. But yeah, that was fucking crazy, man. It was quite the experience. And that was really like the only problem we ever had in Atlanta. We were there for a year and never had any issues. But I don't know if that was his, like, it wasn't his wife, obviously, but it's probably somebody he was, had some kind of relationship with. And, he's a big time star, so.
And the brownies got to go, man.
That's it, man. That's it. So, yeah, that's my CeeLo Glock 17 story instead of CeeLo Green. CeeLo Glock 17.
Did you watch that Netflix series, The History of Hip Hop? Mm-hmm. The Atlanta one, did you happen to catch it? Mm. It's actually pretty good. It's actually super interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their story is amazing.
Yeah, the Atlanta one is. Yeah. I didn't realize who all came out of Atlanta, man. Ludacris, right?
Yeah, a lot of people, bro. A lot of people.
Yeah,
it's a huge. Like I said, it's still a huge fucking place for music. That we still go out there all the time. We're still out there. I was just out there a couple last month and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah. They're doing business and stuff.
Attack One is that? Or is it just Attack now?
Attack now. Yeah, but
okay.
Attack One. Yeah, Attack. He's I've been working with him for 15 years now. He's really close friend of mine. Do a lot of stuff together, and he's really kind of taken off.
That's awesome.
Especially out there. He's got a big name out in Atlanta. He's
that's cool.
Really well known out there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we put one of his songs. We had the Juggernaut Brothers podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did that. We did that. You and I did that one.
Yeah.
Actually came up on my memories.
Did it?
Picture of you and I. Yeah.
Really? That was cool.
Yeah. And we put one of his songs on there. I can't remember which one it was though.
Shit. I can't remember at the time, man.
Yeah, it's good.
We've got so much material. We've done so many records I can't even remember.
That's cool.
I remember we did one of them. I can't. Maybe it was Fall from Grace, maybe.
Yeah, it was. Yes,
I think it was Fall from Grace. Yeah.
It was a great song.
Yeah, it was. That was a good song. Really, that was one of his probably still to this day one of his bigger videos that really.
They can find him where?
She's on any social media account, The Real Attack 1, and it's ATAK, and then the number 1. The Real ATAK 1.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick the next one. So
Okay.
I'm going with the obvious dirty one. The Here I Come. Yeah.
Okay. So this is quite the story. So this was back in, I think, 05, 06. I had just moved to Denver. I was still going to Pueblo and hanging out in Pueblo, once in a while. So, my family comes from La Junta, so I was down in La Junta. And just before one, this is going to be a nasty story. It's going to be pretty vulgar. So, just put the kids to bed or whatever you got to do. I was coming home, me and my buddy, who was, at the time, he had to do something. He was getting ready to work with the prison, and he had to do some kind of interview or something the next day. He was just getting hired with the prison. So we had went out and had met up with this girl that I had known for a while. We kind of hooked up, here and there. She was still a good friend of mine today. I don't want to say her name because she's actually about to get married, so I don't want to put her out there like that. But because this
Not
is
on
shit
Front
that would
Street.
cause a divorce. Yeah, this is nasty. She's a freak. God, I miss her. So we went out, we partied, had a great time, had some drinks and shit, and dropped my buddy off at he was staying at his brother's house, I think. Dropped him off, and I ended up going back to her house to stay with her for the night. So we get back. She's pretty drunk. I'm pretty fucked up, kind of fucked up. We're doing our thing. We're having a good time. I'm hitting it. I'm fucking her. So I'm getting some detail. I'm hitting her on the side. So she's on the side. I'm kind of fucking her from the side. All right.
Okay.
And me being the unsafe person I am, wasn't wearing a condom.
Right.
I was about to bust my nut. I pull out and I fucking shot my load, and I shot my load into my own eye. I don't know how the fuck I did it. I don't know how the fuck it did it. I was like, whoa. And she goes, what happened? And I was like, I just fucking came in my own eye. And she said, are you fucking serious? And sure enough, I had a big old fucking wad in my eye. It was
She's
fucking
like-
disgusting. It was incredible. Motherfuckers still don't believe me today when I tell this story. But, I mean, that's up for you guys to decide. But,
She's like, it's horrible. Isn't
yeah.
it?
She's like, see, you know how I
She's
feel.
like, I get to sell any sushi. I got a pack. You know what I'm saying? I got a first date eye pack.
Right. Oh man. So yeah, that was something else. I don't know how the fuck it happened. I don't know how physics allowed that shit to happen, but
Right.
I got a load in my eye. There was nobody else in the room.
You're the
It was
second.
angles.
Yeah,
Like playing pool. You just banked it. You caught her in the shoulder, got it in the eye,
shoulder
man.
back in the eye, exactly.
George,
That
you're
must have
being-
been what happened.
For being a healthy boy, that's all you get. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
right.
You get a little older, bud. You don't even catch it in the chin. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna-
I don't
Hey,
even
this
make
is go in
it
my
the
mouth.
chin.
Yeah, this
Like,
is
I gotta
go-
get over the belly first.
Yeah. Nowadays, I don't know if it's possible.
I got a deflector. I got a cum flap, I guess you call it.
Cum shield. Oh man!
Wow.
So yeah, that's my vulgar, and that's why I spelled it here. I cum
Yeah.
cum. Yeah, trying to be creative.
There's a guy named Ryan I worked with at Budweiser, and he was telling us a story like that, kind of.
Really?
But he was kind of like, "Don't you guys hate it when one of those stories like, don't you guys hate it when?" And he's talking about when you're rubbing one off, and it almost goes in your eye. And we're like, how exactly? You staring,
Upside down.
Like,
what are you staring at it, keeping an eye on the business? Or,
Nobody stares down the barrel of a gun,
Hell
man.
no.
Come on. Like,
Ryan does.
your eyes should be shut anyway, man. Nobody wants to see that.
But it's one of those things
how
where
do
he
you do
said
that?
it, and everybody just got quiet and stared at him like, what?
Oh my gosh.
So no, tell us exactly how this
Like, how
happens.
the fuck do you jerk off?
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if Dad was around. Did someone teach you this shit? But,
Yeah,
Right?
You got some
Right.
lessons to learn, man. You're doing something wrong.
we're gonna have a weird moment, you and I. But I'm gonna have to explain this, like the birds and the birds or whatever. I don't know if there's any bees involved, but it's the birds and the birds.
Fuck.
The very
Weird.
first night I did comedy was at Outriders in Greeley, on the stage, and I thought it'd be a great idea to be just as drunk as I could be. I thought that's the best way, right?
Loosen up, right?
Loosen up, and I got hammered going in, and And I was panicking anyway. Like I tried a 5-minute set, tried to get as much as I could, and rehearsed it as best I could. Within minutes of getting there, I met Dave Alois that very first night. So I went up and talked to him, and he got me on the list. He's
What's
like,
up, Dave?
That Dave. And so he got me on the list, and I'm sitting back there, and like within 5-minute periods, I'd have it, and then I'd lose it. I'd have my set, and I'd just completely forget what I was talking about. So I was like, all right, I'm going to stop drinking, got some water. I went outside, and I'm standing on the patio, and one of the guys that was up, he was outside, and I said, hey, buddy, I said, any tips? Anything you can help me? He goes, well, you probably don't want to get too drunk. Well, I said, that's great. And I said, thanks for that, So he's up right before me, and as he ends his set, I'm panicking because I can't even think about my own name. I can't even,
Right.
And he's getting ready to finish his set, and he goes, I don't want to finish on this joke. And he says, I was having a threesome with my best friend and this girl, and he was going and I'm going, and next thing I know, he's like, I'm going, like he said, I was on her tit or whatever. He said, I'm sucking on her tit, and he goes to come, and he came in my face.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, I don't know how it came to me, but my whole set came right back to me right at that point. I walked on stage and I said, man, thank you so much. I was like, I didn't know how to do this, but I've never ate my friend's cum. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And I've never seen him at another comedy thing again, ever.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Man.
Like, what is that,
Who's the comedian, you remember?
I don't even know his name. Honestly, I saw him that night. I never saw him again. Never saw him
This
again.
is comedy, not therapy, man.
Yeah,
Where you going with that joke? You know what I mean?
Right?
You still friends? I remember me just checking this dude. Not my friend anymore. This dude.
I just want to start the set. I've never done that. Okay.
Right? Jesus.
Oh, man.
I'm with you. When I first started doing it, I'd just get waylaid, man. Yukon Jack. Remember?
Ooh,
I was a Yukon Jack drinker.
yeah.
Remember that? And, oof. I'd mix it
How you
with
did that?
I used to mix it with Mountain Dew, man, because I wanted diabetes by the time I was 31. But
It's a one-way ticket.
But the only reason I mixed Yukon Jack and Mountain Dew because I thought it was cute to call it the Yukon Do It.
You can do it. Nice.
Right? The Yukon Do It. People would laugh, and I'm like, yeah, my pancreas is shot to shit. I hope you enjoy that joke,
Need insulin shots every
Oh,
morning.
man.
Jesus.
We used to have
That's
those
hilarious.
parties at Pueblo late at night, and then I'd always have a bottle of like chilled Yukon, man. And, oh man,
Yep. Take it to Kelly's, wherever we'd be at.
yeah. We were drinking with I had a roommate at the time. I won't say his name. I'll tell you, which you probably remember who he is. And we got into one night. He'd quit the club, but he'd come and he'd drink, because he had to ride home with me. Not that I was any more sober than he was, but anyway, I can't remember what he got bad at me. And he just says, I'm out of here, dude, and up yours, and whatever. Yeah, fine, I'll see you at the apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to preface this. Let me go back a second. I had the cable bill in my name, so when they come every month, I'd have to put it down and say, did you rent pornos like 34 times? Because that's what they're charging us for, dude. Like,
You say it?
I have a VCR and some
Yeah,
light
like-
tapes.
Yeah, we can't go get a fucking video like a normal person.
Well, or let's just make a library instead of spending $8 a shot. This shit,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was the Raintree Apartments.
Oh, Jesus.
They're all nice now. I guess.
Are they really?
Yeah, they really cleaned them up. But
Damn,
the
they used to
Raintree was like
Fucking.
get to.
It's called the crack tree.
yeah. Thank you very much, was my landlord.
Yeah.
So anyway, I come home. He was hammered. And I come home and I open the front door and what do I hear? Because that's back when pornographies had music.
Nice little score to him.
Yep. And I think, this guy, you know what I mean? In the living room, man. Go in your room, And I walk in and he is passed out in the middle of it.
Wow. Butt naked.
Dude, just in the chair, man.
Oh, shit.
Like he's playing video games on the, passed out. And I'm like, oh
his dick in
my
his hand.
God. Yeah.
He didn't catch it in the eye, did he?
No, but here's why.
Lucky guy.
Because I snuck up in him like a hunter with a net. You know what I'm saying? I took a blanket and I threw it over it, man. And I'm like, I don't know how many times you pumped a shotgun, but if it hits me in the face, I don't care that you're passed out. I'm going to punch you until I feel better, dude. You know what I mean? Like, so he woke up the next day and he's like, time to get home. Like, you didn't cover yourself. Let's not play coy. Let's not.
I saw everything.
Yeah, exactly. You better get that mole checked. I don't know what
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
I won't say his name because I got mad love for you in case you're watching this. He might be. But
You know who you are.
Well, we would have parties, and then Aubrey and Kelly would be like, Larry, tell that story about, and he'd get all pissed off, Oh, jeez.
Jeez, poor guy.
How do we get on this subject, man?
Fucking.
My mother watches this podcast.
Oh, man.
Not this one.
Not this one. You're going to want to delete that
Yeah,
one,
you
Mom.
put a parental advisory sticker on this one or something. Yeah.
If you love Jesus, don't watch this podcast.
They have to forgive you, though. That's the best part.
Straight to hell. Get
I've
banned
read
off
the book.
YouTube.
All right. Well, one last story.
All right. Blue Lives Matter.
Blue
Blue
Lives
lives
matter.
matter.
Lives
Blue lives matter. So this is a story about me getting out of a DUI stop.
Okay.
So this was a few years ago. This couple of girl that I was talking to came up. Her and her friend came up to see me, and we had went out. And this is crazy. So we went out. We kind of got fucked up. Lucky for me, I was drinking vodka the whole night. Vodka, of course, can't smell it.
So you're the first person to ever mutter those words. Like, lucky for me, I was drinking vodka.
Yeah. So lucky for me, I was drinking vodka the whole night. So we're hammered. We leave a club downtown, and I was parked in right on the corner of 14th and Market in a parking lot. There's a P.F. Chang's right there. So when I leave, I'm coming out. I'm facing this way, parked in the parking lot, the closest one to the street. I leave the parking lot and just leave just like that. Fucking cops whoop me up. They said, yeah, they throw the lights on. I pull over right on the corner of Spear and what that would be Aurora Parkway or Blake, whatever that is.
Okay.
So I'm pulled over right on the side. They come up right away. Show me your hands. I have my hands on the wheel. So as I'm getting pulled over, I have my gun on the floor. I carry a Glock with me in my car. So I told the girl sitting in the side, I was like, real slowly, I was like, here you go. Put this in the glove box real quick. Nice and smooth before I pull over. So pull over. Cool. He comes up. The cop comes up. Reason I pulled you over, you didn't use your blinker leaving that parking lot. I was like, okay. I said, I just want to let you know, I got a gun in the car. He's like, oh, okay. Well, keep your hands where you're at. I'm going to pull everybody out. We're going to get the gun secured just so everybody's safe. Okay. Fine, cool. So they get me out. They get the girls out. There's another girl in the back. They let her stay because I told her the gun's in the glove box. They pull the gun out. They pull me off to the side. So, like, we smell alcohol. Somebody's been drinking. I was like, yeah, the girls have been drinking. I haven't been. I'm driving there in town. I don't really drink. I said I had to drink about 8 o'clock with dinner, and I haven't drank the rest of the night. They're like, okay. So, we're like, whatever. We hear that all the time. So he's like, all right, so we're going to run the gun, make sure it comes back to you. If there's no problems, you'll get your gun back. He's like, but we're going to test you do a DUI test on you because I feel like you've been drinking. Like, all right, cool, let's do it. I was trying to play along, and I was pretty wasted.
Yeah.
I don't endorse this. This was years ago. I don't do this shit anymore, but not endorsing drinking and driving. It's not a good thing. So, we've all done it.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was some time ago. I'm mature now. So he's doing the test. The first thing they do the eye test, follow the pen, that stuff. Apparently I passed that okay. Then he's like, all right, he goes, do you have any problems standing on your, ankle doing the balance tests? I was like, well, the first thing that came to my mind is I got swollen ankles and bad knees. I don't. First thing that came to my mind, he was like, all right, cool. He goes, all right, well, hang tight for me real quick. And I was like, okay. So he leaves. Other two cops come. They're talking to me. And they're talking to me about my gun. They're like, oh, where'd you get your gun? I have a Glock 30. It's a subcompact 45. Where'd you get your gun? I've never really shot one of these. Yeah, how do you like it? Da-da-da. Just bullshitting with me. I'm like, all right, cool. Just kind of playing along. And at one point I asked, I was like, hey, do you mind if I grab my water out of my car? I'm kind of thirsty. He's like, well, why don't you hang tight? Because we're going to do a breathalyzer, and we don't want that to affect the breathalyzer. I was like, okay, cool. Thinking, fuck, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
So we wait a little bit. The main sergeant, I guess he's a sergeant, comes up. He was like, so your gun comes back clean? He goes, I'm going to go ahead and put it in your trunk. Close the trunk. He goes, I'm going to give you your license back, and you're free to leave. I said, okay, thank you very much. I was like, shook his hand. I was like, you guys have a great night. Be safe out here.
Right.
And let me go. We sat back in the car. I sat there. I looked at the girl. I said, what the fuck just happened? She's like, I don't know. She goes, I had my lawyer on the phone ready to call to bail you out. And I was like, well, I appreciate that at least.
Right.
But fucking let me go. I don't know how the fuck I did. It must have been because I didn't have it on my breath. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had it. I was drinking vodka tonics.
They didn't even give you the breathalyzer at
No,
all.
they didn't give me the breathalyzer. I don't know why. They said they were. They didn't.
Wow.
Let me go.
Lucky.
Lucky me.
So lucky.
Fuck.
So lucky.
Knock on wood, man. Cause shit.
I have a friend. I won't say their names, But we used to go party all the time, right? So she had surgery on her foot, and we'd all been drinking, you know. But her husband said, "Where's Larry?" You know me. Talk to anybody to listen, you know. So he goes, and he's actually sober at this time. This is very irregular for him. You know what I'm saying? Usually we're the ones carrying him.
Yeah.
So he tells her, just go to the car, hang out. I'm going to go back to the tap room and go grab Larry's stupid ass. You know what I mean? God only knows, you know. So she goes to the car, and she's been drinking quite a bit. And she goes, I'll just pull out, because she was behind a little block over behind the Queen Lounge. Okay. So she's going to pull out. She pulls in the wrong way, the one way.
Oh, shit.
They pull her over.
Yeah.
You know, she's crying. She's freaking out. You know what I mean? And the same thing. But she's had surgery on her foot. She's got a little cast and shit. So they're going to pull her out of the car and talk and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, this car gets hit by the train 2 miles away. Oh. They get the call. You know what I mean?
You're not important anymore.
Yeah, because they were starting they were doing the sobriety test. They were going through it with her, and she's crying because they know. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got you, you know. That car. Yeah, the car was stalled on the tracks, and a train nailed it, man. That cop looks at her in the eye. He's like, "Your lucky day.
Jesus.
Your lucky day."
Oh my gosh!
And her husband came around. He was so pissed off, and I'm like, "Dude, come on, man." You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And he's got me in his ear like, "Hey, bro, you shut up, dude. You're not my friend. I don't like you. You know, stupid." Dude,
Jesus.
lucky.
Wow.
I don't want to say God was looking out for her, but you know, whoever got hit by the train.
Yeah, right. Hopefully they didn't die, but fuck.
Yeah. I didn't get a DUI.
Yeah, somebody died, but I didn't get a DUI.
I mean, you said knock on wood.
Yeah,
right.
And you don't, don't drink and drive. It's not. We joke around about it. It's not worth it. It's stupid.
It's not.
But when you're younger,
yeah, you're invincible when nothing. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Did you ever leave that club sober?
Oh fuck, dude. Maybe a couple of times. On a Tuesday when I had to be at school the next morning, maybe.
I didn't have school.
Yeah, I know. You guys get wasted, man. I had to drop classes because I fucking worked till I think 2 in the morning on a Tuesday. I have to be at class at like 7:30 on a Wednesday. Man. I couldn't do it, man. I'd go in there and pass out. I was like, I can't have any classes until at least 10 o'clock.
In the morning,
No
when
way.
I see someone swerving, I just shake my head. Sometimes I'm like bartender or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
We would go
a mess.
after we were done, and we would go to a house or my apartment or somewhere. Always
Continue, man, till
and
4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes I could be driving home at 7 in the morning. The sun's up, just one eye, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. And the cops never fucking they knew the cops were dirty. Pueblo had some dirty cops. I remember like they let us rough people up. They caught remember that one time they caught somebody in what was Aubrey's little sister Erin in back of her truck, and Kelly kind of roughed him up, and the cops came and they're like, "I'm going this way." He goes, "Whatever you guys do to him."
Jim and Tony.
Yeah, Jim and Tony. Yeah, the Italian dudes. Yeah, fucking gangsters coming in, man.
They were great, man. They were so fantastic.
They were.
Yeah, they were good people. I remember Christy had that guy. She drove that old Bronco, and that guy was sitting under her car.
Oh,
waiting
shit.
for her. Yeah, dude, it was
man.
creepy. They had some gorgeous cocktail waitresses
Yeah, we
there,
did.
man.
Yeah.
Over the years, and it's nuts, man.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a whole nother Bullhucker.
Dude, I almost got a DUI after it was at the La Cascada in Fort Morgan.
Okay.
My ex-wife, dude, I'll try to make this one short. I don't want
You're
to hold
good.
you up.
You're fine. No,
Same,
you're perfect.
almost the
You're
same
perfect.
situation, dude. Like, so we're sitting there, and we weren't getting along. Like, we were on our outs, dude, pretty much. And her boss, I can't remember his name, but he was a record promoter in Fort Morgan. I think at King of Kings, he had a barber shop or something there, or whatever. I hope I'm not putting somebody on Front Street, but he brought Gorilla Zoe to town, dude. So she bought us VIP tickets, and I hope I said his name right because I don't know.
He's an Atlanta artist.
You know?
Yeah, he's an Atlanta artist.
He's a rapper, dude. And I'd never heard of him, whatever. But she bought us VIP tickets, at the La Cascada, which is like this, but a table over there behind some tape. Sure. And so we had bottle service. We had Ciroc and something else over there, and they had juice and juice and shit, And so it was supposed to be a table of 6, dude. We get there, it's just me and her. 2 bottles.
Damn.
2 bottles, and it's just me and her, dude. And I'm like, okay.
Can't let that go to waste.
I don't know how this is going to go to work. And evidently she had something she wanted to get out on me, so she's drinking all night long, dude. And then she called, it was funny, she called her ex-husband who lived in Brush at the time. Me and him got along. So he was going to come with his girl, so they sat down, they drank for a little bit, and then they left. Or she left, and it was just me and him sitting there. And we go to leave, and like all these girls bring her to us at the end of the night. And I've had like, I'm not going to say probably 4 or 5 drinks, maybe 6 drinks throughout the night. But then we had a big meal to start, dude, and I had some chips and salsa and shit while we were drinking. And so, you know, I'm not partying, whatever.
Yeah.
And we go to get in the car. We pull around the corner. And she's all fucked up, dude. Bad, she's fucked up. We get her in the passenger seat. He sits in the back. We pulled around the bar, and it's just like a dirt road with a bunch of potholes, like tore up the car. Dude, we turn the corner, and we turn down like railroad or whatever it is there. We go down to get out of town, and her ex-husband goes, "Hey man, I forgot my phone." And I'm like, shit, dude. So we roll back around. I pull right back up front, and there's a little bit of a fight going on out front. So I shut my lights off, but it leaves the dash lights on. So he runs inside. He gets his phone, comes back out. I just see dash lights. I didn't think about getting in front. There's street lights and stuff, so I didn't think about the headlights. I back up. I said, I'm not going to go through those potholes again, and I busted a U-turn right there on Main Street. The car right behind me was a Fort Morgan cop.
Oh, no lights on?
No lights on. Busted an illegal U-turn right there. I'm like, okay, first and foremost, I'm going to jail right now. I already know, dude.
Yeah.
So she's over here like half passed out. He's in the back seat. He's like, hey man, I'll call for a ride. I'll get us out of here. I'm like, okay. So I pull up in front of the tap room after he pulls me over, you know. And it was funny is we went to your comedy show the night before, dude, and she drove in, but I had a 24-ounce chelada or whatever that I drank on the way in, and I'd left it in the cup holder from the night before.
No.
So as he gets up to the window, I'm already just ringing up. Like he's already standing here. I reach across. I see the empty beer can. Illegal U-turn. I'm already just boom, boom, boom. The cash register's flowing, you know.
Jail.
So he's like, I need to see your license, registration, insurance. And I'm like, hey man, it's her car. I've got the license. I've got her registration. I don't know where the insurance card's at. Right. She's passed out. He says, hold on, I'll be right back. So I'm already debating in my head like you. I'm going to jail. I'm like, man, if I just don't do the breathalyzer, just go straight to jail, dude, then maybe it'll be a little better. So by this time now, 2 more cops have showed up. The supervisor comes to the window and he goes, I need you to have you step out of the car. I'm like, all right. He pulls me up on the curb and we're doing the breathalyzer and not the breathalyzer yet. Excuse me, the everything, dude. I failed the pin test, but he goes, hey, you have a roadside. Yes. He says I failed the pin test, but I have an astigmatism. So he goes, that's probably part of that. I did everything else right, dude. Nailed everything. In the middle of this, my ex-wife, she leans out of the car. She starts puking down the side of the car, like half in, half out, the whole nine. The other cop, he's over there talking to her ex-husband. She's over there still puking. And he goes, well, how much do you have to drink? And I said, man, honestly, probably 4 or 5 drinks all night long. You know. He goes, well, I need to do a breathalyzer. I'm like, okay. He comes back. Now we're probably like 30, 40 minutes into this ordeal, dude, right on Main Street, Fort Morgan, dude. I do the breathalyzer. He goes, you really haven't had that much to drink, have you? And I said, what do you mean? And he shows it to me. It's 0.05. And he says, do you have a ride? And I said, if I don't, I will. And he goes, all right, because if I see you in that vehicle again this evening, you're going to jail. I'm like, peace out. We got a ride home the next morning. You know, she wakes up. She's horrible. She has the worst hangover ever. And I said, guess what? Your car's in town with a bunch of puke in it.
For cleaning that
up. I didn't get a DUI, though.
Jesus, man. Those are those ones you're just like, how the fuck did I get out of this?
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
Right. I emptied the karma bank that night.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's what I said too, man. When my story happened, I'm like, I did something right. I must have done something right down the last few days or something.
Or God's got something horrible coming for you.
Yeah, something like, fuck. It's going to get worse.
That's funny. Man.
Like he's going to let you shoot yourself in the eye with a...
Oh, I know. Fuck.
That was for the DUI.
Right, Pierre. They'll thank me later.
Good luck passing the roadside now with the protein in your eye.
Yeah, I can't. I'm blind on one eye now. I can't see.
Or you can see super good now.
Right, that's awesome. Cleared my vision.
Real quick, I have a question for you. Do you remember that rapper Dole Ray came to the club? Were you there for Dole Ray?
Dole Ray?
So this dude.
I don't remember Dole Ray.
Like Gorilla Zoe, I don't know a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
But Mike had hired this guy, this rapper named Dole Ray. I bring him up because it's the funniest thing he had. So he had, like, his head was shaved except for the back here, and it came out in a big ponytail, which was cool, man. It's a cool look. I like it. But at the end, he had this little tag, like a produce tag that said Dole Ray, and it was the lamest shit, dude.
Like a produce tag?
Dude, it was like a laminated tag. Like, it wasn't like even jewelry or anything. It was just like Dole Ray. I'm like, do you have a pineapple? Or what is this? Like, I don't know how
me?
much.
Do re mi.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, Dole Ray, you're playing in Pueblo, Colorado. You got a pineapple tag on your head, man. I mean,
Oh my god.
go home and wash your mouth out with a 45 Dole Ray. It's not going to turn out good for you, bud.
Right.
You're not doing.
I don't remember. Don't have to look him up too.
Yeah, Dole Ray, D-O-R-A-Y. It was It was him and the guy that you dip, we dip, Freak Nasty.
Oh, Freak Nasty. I remember when Freak Nasty came.
I think he came with Freak Nasty actually.
Huh.
Maybe it was a different time. But I'll always remember Dole Ray because I thought my life sucked at the time. I'm like, shit, Dole Ray.
I'm leaps and bounds above you, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, homie, you're
doing
not
pretty
killing
good.
it, dude.
Right? I'm actually doing pretty good for myself.
Well, Josh, you heard 3 stories. You got one in mind?
I think I do, yes.
You do have one in mind?
I think so.
I think so too, maybe. I don't know. This is the tough part about this, Pierre. You know what I mean? If he gets it right and I get it wrong, I'm going to be sad because I've known him for 20 years.
Yeah, I know,
what
right?
mean? So he met you like 5 minutes ago. You know?
Got me figured out.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Come back next week to do the reveal for this. Okay. Before we go, I want to say thank you for everybody that's been online that supported this. Josh is here because Josh supports it. Thank you for doing that. And you and Jen Neb have been awesome about doing this. Michelle West, also thank you for watching this. I'm going to start calling people out that I see, commenting and stuff. There's a YouTuber. I should have looked it up. PNR. Koser, I believe his last name. Kocer. Maybe it's Coker. Coker, thank you so much for all your YouTube comments. They've been awesome. They've been really supportive, man. So thank you for watching it. Absolutely. So before we get going, though, bullhucker.com. We're going to have all Pierre's information on there for Sideways Sounds in case you want to do the music engineer if you need one. Absolutely. You can check him out there.
Sound like a star.
Make you sound like a star. Take him up on it, Josh.
Yeah, I might have to.
Man. Next rapper out of Brush, Colorado.
That's right. So at the end of the video, if you see right over here, a little round button, that's a subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button so you make sure you check out whenever I have new videos. It also helps the show. Thank you so much. Yeah. If you're listening to this on a podcast, make sure you leave a rating review, man. So it helps the show, helps us gain a little attention so people can check it out. And, share the love, man. Tell them what you saw if you enjoy this, man. So,
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, where else do you hear stories about a guy,
coming in your own eye, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, he gets hit with his kids in his own eye. You know what I mean? That's horrible. So
one place to get that kind of shit.
Oh my gosh. Once again, thank you guys. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
Josh Finley.
Pierre Carrillo.
We'll see you guys next week.